A few hours ago, my good brother Go Black to Africa released this live stream. Black UK woman gets jagged in Ghana. Was it worth it? I love our brother Go Back to Africa. He came to visit me in Uganda. We had a great time. And of course, he tells it like it is, not like how it was. And in this situation, you had a woman in Ghana who was crossing the road, and it appears almost got hit by a car. Okay. And in that particular situation, she said something to a man, and as she was trying to cross the road to do other things, those men came and confronted her. And I'll play an audio clip here, and then I'm going to come back.
At 10 o'clock on Saturday, 8th of April, 2023, I was in a bus that had just enabled me to disembark at Medina. However, the bus was in the fourth lane of traffic on the inside. The mate gave me my bags and said, I don't know what I will do. And I said, I'll have to carry the bags across the road. Now, the traffic light was red, so I'm crossing in between the cars with my bags. As I'm getting to the final lane, there's a car that sees me with my bag and drives directly towards me. And it drives into me. And as a result of driving into me, I dropped my bag. Then I smacked the front bonnet of the car. I don't remember what I said. Something like, you are trying to run over me. I'm crossing the road. And as I walked around the car, past the driver's window, I said to him, you have a cross around your neck, but you are demonic. And I walked off. Then there was a guy who had been nearby, and I'd asked him for directions to take a 37 bus. Somehow we got separated, and these two men got out of the vehicle. They came to me, and the guy was shouting. I don't know what he was saying. And then somehow he started to hit me in the face. He hit me on both sides of my face. The guy who'd been with me earlier, he had distanced himself from me. He had been there at the time when the car doors had opened, and then he distanced himself. So he was far away, but facing me. And then I shouted out, can someone help me? Because there were men standing around at a distance by cars, but I was in their line of sight. Nobody helped me, so I collapsed onto the floor intentionally and covered my body in a fetus position over my small carry-on bag. And I lay there. Then eventually someone came over and offered me help. And then I opened my eyes and looked up, and they said, get up. And so I said, you need to help me. And someone helped me up. And I explained the situation, what had happened. And I was surrounded by maybe 20 to 30 people. And one of the men said that the men are in the military. And then another person said that people didn't get involved because they didn't want to get attacked as well. And I said that that's not acceptable. I'm a female. I'm alone. I'm very small. And this guy's hitting me in the face and no one's doing anything. Then the guy from earlier who I'd been asking about getting to 37, he came, he took my bag, and he walked me to the bus. With regards to the man who attacked me physically, I can identify his car. It was either black with red stripes or red with black stripes on the front. It's a very new type of vehicle. I don't know the make and model, but if I saw it again, I could identify it. He was very well built physically, a little bit taller than me. He had, again, that wooden cross. It's a very big wooden cross on the outside of his shirt. So if I saw the vehicle, I'll be able to identify it. And of course, anyone wearing a big wooden cross who's very well built, who's roughly my height, just around my height, with a wooden cross and the red black car, then by process of elimination, it's most likely to be him, because those are all very unique things. I've never seen a wooden cross that size on anyone in Ghana. I've never seen that vehicle before in Ghana. And this man, I don't know him. So it wasn't like this person recognized me from somewhere and decides to attack me. It really wasn't the case. I've never seen him. Have been to Ghana a few times, but haven't made any enemies to my knowledge. But the entire experience was very upsetting for me. I felt very unsafe, very unprotected, because he could have done anything to me. I didn't fight back at all. I didn't defend myself. He could have seriously injured me with his vehicle or even with his fists. And so it's very hard to remain in a country where you feel that you are in danger because bystanders are not going to intervene and help to protect you.
So as you see, the sister really suffered at the hands of the man. And as you can hear what the man was saying, or what she was saying, that the guy that was with her distanced himself from her. So she's asking for help. And nobody's coming to help her. So she decided to fall down to the ground. And, when she got up, I'm pretty sure that, certain things are missing from her that she had, or some of her belongings and things like that. And, I kind of want to give an interesting take on this. Again, just like Brother Go Back to Africa, violence against women is a no-no, right? I just don't believe that. But we got to also put into context that when you're living in different countries, the laws are not the same. And what should happen in theory don't happen in theory. Let me just give you an example. I was living here in Uganda during COVID, right? And the curfew was 6 o'clock. It just so happened at 5:59, the military guys jumped off of the they were on these trucks, right? Kind of like paddy wagons, and they're kind of sitting up high, and they jumped off, right? So you know me, I took off running, right? I mean, it was, I had some tennis shoes on, they had on some sandals, but I took off running. Now I had a homeboy, shout out to him, who, hey, he didn't run in a particular time. He actually was saying something back to the guy. And they had locked the dude up. He was there for like 5 or 6 weeks and stuff like that. And, shots from Brother Muhammad and everything. He came out like 25 pounds lighter. And in her case, she didn't do anything wrong, right? But it's the way that and I'm not saying it into me, because we live in America and Britain and UK, you can talk trash to people and, maybe somebody that might not do nothing. But now you're also talking to somebody in the military who feels like they can operate within impunity. Most African countries I've seen, when you see the military guys out there, number one, they don't care who you are. They don't care if you from the United States. They don't care if you these guys can do whatever they want to do. It's like that here. All right. So you're not going to be talking back to them or talking crazy to them. And even if they do something, and I've had this happen to me before, where I'm walking on the side of the roads because, in Uganda, the roads are narrow. And it just so happened that a lady, she hit me. I'm like on the side of the road, and the lady she just kind of puts the car up against me. But, so many things happen to me in this country all the time. I just don't even really talk about it. So I'm like, damn, lady just hit me. So if it's in the States, I'm acting a little crazy, right? But here, I don't know who the lady is. I don't know who she know. I don't know who her husband is. I don't know who the guy in the car is. I don't know any of that. And a guy can literally just get out, if it's the right person, man, get out and just shoot you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nobody gonna prosecute the guy or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So just because, and I learned that also in Poland, when you're a foreigner, you just don't have the rights to go and just give people a piece of your mind, especially if you're not somebody that's connected or something like that. You're just trying to make your way there. And I get that what happened to her was real bad, because to hit a woman all in the face, that's not cool. But another thing that like ladies need to understand is when you're going to these other countries like that, what you can get away with in America is not going to be how it can be done in other places. Even like getting shot down, let's say in an African country or even in Poland or something like that. Most people are not going to disrespect you, if you get shot down. But, hey, a woman could really say something like, who are you? I ain't got no name. Who you think you talking to? Trying to talk to me? Look at you. She can kind of go back and forth doing something like that, right? But you're not going to do that in no African country, right? That's the way you got to do things. And even with the way that you have challenges, man, I've been scammed here. Like I done had serious, things happen. People lie. And you just can't just go out there and just tell somebody about theyself, or get out there and just put somebody on blast, or, this is what I'm going to do. How, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. And, because even though you might be right, that person not going to look at it like you're right. And I'm talking about my own personal experience. You can go through some crazy things, and those people are not going to look at it like they are in the wrong. They're going to look at you, who you think you are. You a woman or whoever, you're a foreigner or whatever. Are we going to teach you a lesson? And especially if it's somebody that's in the military, or in the government or whatever, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? So a lot of people got to understand when you come to these different countries, you got to leave certain aspects of who you are in America. You're not going to be talking to nobody for the most part crazy. That's men and women, especially women, because, women don't talk to guys crazy like that much here. Because somebody it's not like in America where, all right, you hit somebody and, you're going right to jail and the law going to protect you. I mean, here, you say that to a guy, like I said, or he probably ain't gonna go to jail, and he can bribe his way out of getting jail. Like even a lot of times, women call the police their husbands abusing them or whatever. And from what I've heard, look, the police tell you, look, hey, what you doing calling the cops on your husband? Go home to your husband. So it ain't like it is in the States where you got protection. When you in these places like this, when bad things happen to you, the good come with the bad. It's how you handle it. Somebody, almost knocked you over or whatever like that. And, you might say something, hey, watch where you're going. But, you're not going to go over there and say it's demonic in that country because that person is too foolish to believe they're in the wrong. I so many times I've been here trying to explain myself to somebody about why they're wrong and they just don't get it. If you ever been in most like African traffic, man, a guy is doing the wrong turn and you blow at him, he's blowing back at you, yelling at you, and he's in the wrong. I've even had drivers that I'm in the car with and they blowing at somebody. I'm like, bro, but that guy had the right of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just how it is. So even if you're being wrong and male or female, people don't get it, man. You gotta think for yourself out here. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who is who. You new there. You don't know that person's in the government, and you don't know. You can't be acting crazy. You gotta let your wisdom sometimes, and she don't deserve that. But what I'm saying is, that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it go, and it's sad. It's messed up. But you can say that in the UK. You can say that in the United States. In these countries where the law don't work that well, you can't say that to people you don't know. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all. You subscribe, hit the bell. I'm out.